All right, y'all, come on in, come on in, come on in. We have some good stuff to cover today. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, kicking it with your girl. With that being said, y'all, we finna go ahead and dive into it. Here we go. You know what they say when you play stupid games, you win tragic prizes, y'all. And this week, the radical left got a taste of their own chaos. Okay. They've been fueling for years, y'all. Minnesota Rep Melissa Hartman sided with the Republicans on voting for the cut of health care due to adult illegals, right? And a little bit after this video, y'all, a guy shows up to her home in a fake police costume, fake mask, etc. Because they're starting to put these videos out. And literally gunned her down and her husband. And two other victims was gunned down, but they are due to recover. It be your own people. Because she decided to do the right thing, her life is taken. Along with her husband. Brutally. And yet these folks will still try to find a way to try to blame this on Trump. Meanwhile, their hands are dirty. And the very person that they're stating who did this horrific crime is related to or worked for Tim Walz. Let that sink in, y'all, for a second. Let that sink in for a second. So with that being said, y'all, we're going to dive on into the video and then we're going to chop it up in the comment section. I want to know y'all thoughts on this. My heart goes out to all the loved ones because at the end of the day, nobody deserves to die for doing the right thing, regardless of what side you're on. It's unacceptable. So with that being said, y'all, let's dive into the video and we're going to chop it up in the comment section. Let's get into it. Coming straight from College Rug on X.
I know that people will be hurt by that vote, and we worked very hard to try to get a budget deal that wouldn't include that provision.
DFL Speaker Emerita Melissa Hortman emotional following the House's adjournment from a special session Monday. Hortman was the lone DFL lawmaker to cast a vote to cut Minnesota Care access for undocumented immigrants. It's a move she made with a heavy heart.
I did what leaders do. I stepped up and I got the job done for the people of Minnesota.
The bill was deeply unpopular with members of the DFL caucus. Members have repeatedly expressed frustration that the bill was part of a compromise, one that would ensure the necessary GOP votes to pass the rest of the state budget.
We are tremendously disappointed and gut-wrenched at this decision, at this compromise that compromises our communities that are most vulnerable.
Hortman knows she let down her own caucus members with the vote.
They're right to be mad at me. I think some of them are pretty angry. I think that their job was to make folks who voted for that bill feel like crap, and I think that they succeeded.
Over in the Senate, a similar situation unfolded. Senate Majority Leader Erin Murphy forced to vote for a bill she too disagreed with to uphold the integrity of their compromise.
Crazy word.
This one hurt. This one is a wound because of its reason. My colleagues across the aisle set this as their number one priority.
Asked whether the move would drive a wedge between her and the rest of her caucus, her DFL colleague, Senator John Marty, quickly stepped to her defense.
As a member of the caucus, yes, sir, she clearly was fighting against it every step of the way. In the negotiations, if we wanted a budget, we had to agree to that. She agreed to put up one vote for us because of that.
Reporting in St. Paul, I'm Quinn Gorham.
Crazy, man. The fact that she voted against it and they can sit there and still just say, hey, that don't matter. We can rig, you know what I'm saying, and still get the bill to go against it passed. That's crazy work. Not to mention that Melissa was the only one who voted with the Republican on it. Y'all see what's going on, right? And for her doing that angry, and that I don't care what nobody say, they are the party of hate, violence, chaos, anger, murder, all of the above. She literally lost her life and her husband due to her standing up and wanting to do the right thing, regardless of what side. This is crazy. Let's keep this thing going, y'all. The plot thickens. Here go his old bimbo ass, Tim Walz, y'all, 2 weeks ago, before anything took place, telling Democrats they need to get meaner. What do you mean by get meaner? And y'all got to know the Democrats' lingo, okay? Because meaner is different code words for, certain situations. I'm starting to realize and learn that, like, when they say go protest peacefully, don't go out there, it's the other way around. When they saying stuff like that, y'all flip it. Because when they say stuff like this, y'all can see what already takes place in these streets and stuff like that. When they saying go protest peacefully, they don't really mean go protest peacefully. Come on. Y'all got to learn the word, the lingo. That being said, y'all, let's get into this bimbo.
Called out on this because I called Donald Trump a wannabe dictator. It's because he is. It's because he is.
And what the hell are you? He ain't no dictator. You are.
The governor's being mean, and the governor's speaking out on that. Well, maybe it's time for us to be a little meaner. Maybe it's time for us to be a little more fierce. Because we have to ferociously push back on this.
And just by this man saying get meaner, opponent, it got deadly.
And again, I'll speak to my teacher colleagues in here. The thing that bothers a teacher more than anything is to watch a bully, to watch this bully and to stop it. And when it's a child, you talk to them and you tell them why.
And what the hell do y'all think that y'all been doing to this man from his first term up until now? What do y'all call exactly what the hell y'all been doing to him? Y'all want to sit here and say this man is a bully, but y'all been bullying this man and ain't gave him a fair chance at being the president since he's been the president. So you sitting here stating bully and all this other type of bullshit. What the fuck are you? I'm sorry, y'all. Excuse my French, because he's pissing me the hell off. Like, y'all sit here and y'all saying all this stuff about the president, but he ain't even got no fair chance to even actually run the country the way he really wants to, because y'all steady trying to throw rocks and hide your hands.
Bullying's wrong. But when it's adult like Donald Trump, you bully the shit out of him back. You push back. You make sure they know it's not there. Called out on this
so
because I called Donald Trump.
And tired of these bimbos, y'all. Shut up. Get them on the plane and just get them all out of here. Like, they don't represent the country. They don't love the country. They hate the very people in the country, including the president. Like, why are y'all still here? Why? Y'all go so deep that you go and murder your own opponent. Like, let's just be real here. Let's keep going. With that being said, y'all, coming straight from Patriot Dad EV 2.0, Tim Walz politically opponent named as suspect in MM lawmaker assassination. Let's get into it, y'all.
Folks, we have breaking news on the two lawmakers in Minnesota who were assassinated overnight. Julio Rosas, U.S. Marine, also national correspondent for The Blaze, says that police have released the name of the suspect in question. He says, I'm told by police sources in Minnesota the suspect in the shooting of Minnesota state lawmakers is Vance Luther Bolter. So who is Vance Luther Bolter? And why would he be involved in a politically motivated assassination? Well, according to his LinkedIn profile, he's the CEO of an organization called Red Lion Group. And he's also somebody that was appointed to a board by the governor, Tim Walz.
Tim Walz.
In 2019, Governor Walz appointed Vance to a board of the governor's workforce development. So Governor Tim Walz, who is scheduled to be speaking at the No Kings insurrection today, has been out advocating for violent revolution in this country. And somebody connected to him politically from an appointment to a board is now the suspect in the assassination of two Minnesota lawmakers who voted with Republicans
so it's
to
two.
repeal free health care
Wow.
for illegal immigrants.
This is crazy. What a coincidence. Things that got you sitting here saying, I wonder, what's really going on? We the people ain't stupid. Somehow you got ties to Tim Walz. And then this situation happens. Because all of them was against it. And because she did the right thing in the other one, it passed. And they're sitting here crying and whining, but y'all take it to the extreme because that's what they do. That's what they do. They take things to the extreme. This is crazy. Let's keep this thing rolling, y'all. With that being said, coming straight from the bimbo again, major breaking. Governor Walz has announced that the Democratic rep Melissa Holtman is dead after politically motivated assassination. Trump owned this political climate 100%. Here they go. And it blows me. No, Trump has nothing to do with this. You and y'all people, your own people, y'all got something to do with this. That don't fall on this man. Of course, y'all want to try to put this shit on his birthday and take away from his birthday in the 250th anniversary of our U.S. Army. Of course, y'all, because that's what y'all do. It's coming straight from call to activism. Y'all on X if y'all want to follow this person. Let's get into it.
We're here today because an unspeakable tragedy has unfolded in Minnesota. My good friend and colleague, Speaker Melissa and her husband Mark,
and you behind
were
it.
shot and killed early this morning in what appears to be a politically motivated assassination. Our state lost a great leader, and I lost a dearest of friends. Speaker Hortman was someone who served the people of Minnesota with grace, compassion, humor, and a sense of service. She was a formidable public servant, a fixture and a giant in Minnesota. She woke up every day determined to make this state a better place.
And y'all took it from her.
She is irreplaceable, and we've been missed by so many.
You took it from her.
Minnesota's thoughts and prayers are with her family, her loved ones, her children, and her parents. My prayers are
and all this to be aimed at Donald Trump. Y'all know this. And it's so crazy because if you, the common sense people, you know we know. And for you to sit up here and keep a straight face, knowing, that's the scary part, is they sit here and lie straight to your face. Whole time they cheering in the background. She lost her life. Her husband lost her life. 2 other people were shot. They recovering. Like, this is crazy. And then they sit here and go live on CNN, which is a fake news, and lie to the American people like we some dummies. Yeah, let's pull a full investigation out on this. A full one. Let's see where it goes, y'all. Let's keep this thing going. Minnesota officials confirmed they found no King's flyer in the suspect's vehicle and are asking people not to attend the protest today. Another new organization that just popped out of nowhere that is supposed to be going down today. They found the flyers in this very person's car. Make it make sense. Now, if we connect the dots, we the people, then we can read right between the lines and know and see right through the bullshit to know what exactly took place and what's going on. Come on, y'all. Seriously. It's all connected. It's all there. Let's get into it. Coming straight from Steve McGurr, y'all, on X. Let's dive into the video. This is wild.
Good morning. Colonel Christina Bogoyevich with the Minnesota State Patrol. Given the targeted shootings of state lawmakers that happened overnight, we are asking the public to not attend today's planned demonstrations across Minnesota out of an abundance of caution. I'll stand for any questions.
Are there reasons to these events were also targeted by the person in the manifesto in the car?
We don't have any direct links. However, there were some flyers that said no Kings within the suspect vehicle. And as we know, the planned events throughout the state of Minnesota today is a no Kings event. I don't have any information on the ongoing investigation right now.
On the list of targets, lack of a better term, are all of the people on the list, have they all been notified and do they have law enforcement?
Again, that is part of the investigation right now, so I'm not going to answer those. Thank you.
So, I'm sorry, as I mentioned, we're getting to investigatory information. leave that to Superintendent Evans.
Yeah, and good afternoon again, everyone, or good morning. Drew Evans, Superintendent of the Minnesota Bureau of Criminal Apprehension.
Superintendent, can we have it quiet out there so everybody can hear? Thank you.
What I wanted to note, though, is part of this, the references, the individual that is a person of interest that we've talked about, or individuals, are not in custody at this time. And so the reference materials that were inside of the vehicle that we saw, we have no understanding that any of the No Kings events would be targeted, but we also find it of interest to the public that these would be in there, and we want to alert everybody until we do that. Because this is such an active investigation with information not knowing right now, we feel it's an obligation to all of you and the public across the state of Minnesota to alert you of it, and that's why the Colonel made the notation of recommending people don't go today. But the individuals are not in custody yet, and so we want to make sure as that very active manhunt is underway and continues, that we make sure that we're sharing that, and that's part of why we're making the recommendation. As to that investigation and the list, we are working through that now and talking to individuals, and we'll continue to. What I would say with the list is there's a large number of people. That's all I can say about it. We will work through all of that, what the motivations of this are, and we'll provide that as you can. This is really a public safety announcement for everybody so that we can make sure people are informed and make safe decisions throughout the day.
Crazy, right? Christy Watson, the billionaire behind the Walmart that was aiming for Donald Trump, has something to do with this No Kingsman. The very killer had a flyer in his vehicle. Connect the dots, y'all. Connect them. The FBI even has a award, a $50,000 award to find him, because to my understanding, and I'm not sure if it's been updated, he's still on the loose. Considered armed and dangerous. Nobody knows this man's motive. Nobody knows who actually is behind it. The common sense people do. We see it right through the BS. It's not hard to connect the dots, y'all. Let's keep this thing going, man. This is a sad situation because, like, yo, nobody deserves to get their life taken because they decided to vote right. She's staying with illegal criminals or illegals, period, that ain't supposed to be here. No, they do not need to have health care. Why? Take away from the citizens of the United States. Why is it fair for these folks to come over here the wrong way, take everything that is for the American people, and we just supposed to sit back and just be like, okay, oh, that's cool. Yeah, we good. We don't need it. Let's just give it away freely. Hell no. No, it don't work like that. It don't work like that. But because she decided to stand up and do the right thing, her life and her husband gone over BS. With that being said, y'all, let's get into the last video of the day. Here go him, freaking Corey. Look, I swear, if we could just put them all in a box together, shift them up with a lot of tape and shift them tails on somewhere, y'all, I would do it. Every last one of them, I put in a box and ship them on somewhere. Ship them on somewhere to a no-no land or something, like somewhere. Just not here, because I'm so sick of them. And of course, they want to sit here and try to point the finger at Trump as if he got something to do with this, because Trump is doing the right thing with getting all these legal criminals and illegals up out of here that ain't even supposed to be here in the first place. And oh, we finna turn this on Trump because it's his fault that this situation happened. Hell no. It's their own people. Their own people behind it. We seen the corruption. Shout out to Elon and Doge. We seen it. We seen it. It's been exposed. They've been exposed. So with that being said, y'all, let's go ahead and dive into, Hakeem Jeffries. I be getting them two mixed up. They look dang near alike. Let's dive into the video, y'all. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, kicking it with your girl. I want to know y'all thoughts. Again, my heart goes out to the family and the loved ones because they did not deserve to die for doing the right thing. Like, just period, in general. Let's dive into the video. I want to know y'all thoughts. Let's get it. Coming straight from Paul A. Cispula on X. Let's go.
Targeted and tragic attack directed at 2 Minnesota elected officials is disgusting. And it should disgust
you don't
anyone
think
who has any decency in this country.
Look who talking.
There are so-called leaders in America in elected and appointed office who are creating
which is you
of violence.
Y'all party.
Clear to some of their supporters that it should be open season on public officials.
Y'all
targeting, arresting, prosecuting, and manhandling people
illegal criminals, illegals that's not supposed to be here, that cross the border not the right way, that's coming over here and taking everything for the citizens. Not only that, murdering and throwing drugs into these children and raping, all this other type of stuff. Do not get me started. Y'all, Biden, Kamala, who left the border wide open for these people to do that. Y'all seen the videos of when they was in office, how they was just freely crossing over through water and all kind of stuff. Like, come on, stop playing with us. And stop playing with the president when you know who it is. That's what you not finna do. Shut up.
People who are elected to serve their communities and going after them simply for doing their jobs.
Oh,
Enough.
my God. Shut.
Take some responsibility.
You
for the
do
climate
it.
that you have created.
You do
and
it.
change course.
I'm sorry, y'all.
Immediately.